Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very special event. My name is MJ Felipe. When I was invited to host this event, I was excited and I was curious as well because my friends, I had this group chat of friends, and then they were talking about this particular song interpreted by Nicole of Pussycat Dolls, and there's this song interpreted by a former American Idol finalist. So I got curious, what songs are they talking about? Then I went to Spotify and streamed this whole album of Troy Laureta. What am I talking about? Let's watch this.
Ko kanimo kanimo Iyong mararating tagumpay ko'y makikita patuloy ang bingana maging hanggang sa dulo na.
Wow, 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 wow. I don't have an applause button here, but what a great compilation. In just, less than 2 minutes, we got a glimpse of how beautiful this album is. The Troy Laureta OPM Collective Volume 1. And I'm sure nabitin kayo. You wanted to hear more of, the tracks. But this day, at this moment, we have with us, we'll be joined by the one and only Troy Laureta, together with the interpreters or some of the interpreters of the songs in his album. And but before that, let me just give a quick shout out to all our friends from the press, our media friends, all the way from the US, Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore, and of course, our local media friends here in the Philippines. Thank you for taking time out and joining us this day for this very, very special event. And all right, let's call in now, one by one, our special guests for this press conference. I'll start off, of course, with the mastermind behind the album, the musical director, songwriter, singer, producer, all rolled in one. Please welcome the one and only Troy Laureta. Hi, Troy.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you, Troy.
Nice to meet you too, po.
Troy, what an album. What an album. It's giving me all the feels, all the kilig, because there's no English word for kilig. So I'm
Yes.
just saying all the feels. We will be talking about that later on, but greet first everybody, all our friends from the press joining us today.
Oh my goodness, thank you guys, everybody from the press, from all over the world. I just want to thank you guys for taking this time to be with me and celebrate this amazing album that I helped produce with so many of my friends from all over the world. And I'm just so thankful that you guys are here, man. I'm so excited.
All right. And speaking of friends, let's call in your friends one
Yes.
by one who are a big part of this album. Let's call him first. He's based in LA, a singer-songwriter. I saw him at the show The Four. And, he's done so many covers in YouTube. But this particular cover I love because he sang a Filipino song. He sang Bakit Pa Ba? Let's all welcome Matt Bloyd. Hi, Matt.
Hello! This is so exciting. Hey, Troy. How
Matt,
you doing?
thank you for joining us, Matt.
Of course.
Greet everybody first.
Hello, everyone. So excited to be here. This is so exciting. Thank you for being here, Troy. I tell you all the time, it's an honor to make music with you, and I'm so excited. This is so fun already.
Yes.
Matt, what an amazing interpretation of the song. But
Thank you.
I have some questions, but I'll get into that later on.
Yes,
First, our next special guest.
yes.
This one, she's a powerhouse belter. From the Four to The Voice. So see, Matt was part of the Four. Now this lady was part of The Voice US quarterfinalist under Team CeeLo Green, mentored by Babyface, singing, or she sang Bakit Pa? What a wonderful rendition as well. Let's call in Chessa. Hi, Chessa.
What's going on, everybody? Hey.
Chessa. Sounds like Jessa, who sang the song.
Yes, yes.
We're very excited to ask you questions as well about the project that you did with Troy.
Yes.
And we'll call you again later. But first, greet everybody. Yes, our friends from the press.
What's up, everybody? It's so exciting to be here. I'm so proud of my brother, Troy. What a big step into your career, brother. I'm so proud, and I can't wait for everybody to just hear everything that you're doing.
All right. Thanks, Chessa. Let's
Guys.
go now. Our next guest. She was a finalist at American Idol Season 6 and starred in the next Netflix music reality show West Side, and toured with Andrea Bocelli. And in this album, she sang Kailangan Kita. I wonder how she pulled it off, singing in Filipino. Let's call in Pia Toscano. Hi, Pia.
Hi, everyone. Hi, MJ. Hi, Troy.
Hi, baby.
Hi, guys.
It's almost lunchtime here in the Philippines, and it's almost midnight in New York. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes.
Thanks
But
for
it's all-
staying up.
Oh, of course. I was so excited about this. I fell in love with the Philippines 10 years ago. I got to come to Manila, and everybody is just so amazing. So it's a true honor to be a part of this record. Thank you so much, Troy, for making this dream of mine come true. I love you.
Thank you, Pia.
I have some questions about Kailangan Kita. Later
Yes.
on, I'll ask Pia about it. Thank you, Pia. Now let's call in a good friend of ours, our hometown hero. We love him. And he has made his name all over the world. And he sang the version of Pilita Corrales' Cebuano love song, Usahay, in this Troy Laureta collective album. Let's call in Jake Zyrus. Hi, Jake.
Hi everyone. Hi
Merry
Troy,
Christmas!
kapatid. Yes, alam mo naman tayo dito sa atin, 'di ba? Lagi tayong advance. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing it right. Anyway, thank you so much, kapatid, for trusting me to be part of your project, and I'm really grateful. And MJ, hello, and to all the press people that are here today. I'm really excited, and yes, I'll see you later.
You look handsome, you look fresh, and you
Grabe
look
ka naman. I
I
just woke up.
You just woke up. You
I'm
just
just
woke
kidding.
up.
I'm
Thanks,
just kidding.
Jake. We'll
Thank
talk.
you.
We'll
Thank you.
talk a little bit more
All
later
right.
on. Let's call in now our next friend.
Yeah.
Um, she's a singer-songwriter and a pianist, and appeared in the 2020 biopic about the Clark sisters, and portrayed Dorinda Clark Cole. And in this album of Troy, she sang "Patuloy ang Pangarap," a song by my good friend Angeline Quinto. Let's call in now Shalea. Hi, Shalea.
Hello, hello. How are you, MJ and Troy?
Hi, Shalea.
Hello, darling.
Shalea, you're also in New York. You said earlier, right?
I am. I'm a Cali girl, but I'm traveling to New York for the holidays. So yes.
Yeah, Thanksgiving
That's
in
right.
the US, in the US. Greet everybody first, Shalea, our friends from the press all over the region in Asia.
Thank you guys so much for hosting this for my dear friend Troy. No one deserves this more. I'm so glad to be here just to support his vision and his dream. So hello and thank you so much for having us.
All right, there you have it, our friends. Let's have our friends open their videos now. Matt, Shalea, Pia, Jake, together with Troy and Chessa, of course. Chessa with her little doggy, and Pia with her stunning display photo. All right, let's get the ball rolling. Troy, I want to start off with you. What an amazing album. I can feel the love from Matt, Shalea, Pia, Chessa, and Jake, giving that, sharing their talent for this particular album. First of all, Troy, how did this come about? How did you, when did the idea, the germ of the idea came about?
Actually, MJ, I had this idea for so long, probably as long as I could remember working in like as an MD and tour. Like I always wanted that to interpret OPM music, and hearing it with like the bands that I play with, I always wonder like what would it be so cool if like the US and the people I work with could interpret all these songs. And I would always dream about that. And with 2020, with the pandemic, it really gave me a chance to reevaluate like how I wanted to move forward, with live music being gone. So I decided to just go for it. I was like, I really want to make this album happen. I have all these friends that, really just want to create. So I called them my musician friends from that I've toured with, and I called my friends here, and they just all wanted to just make music and from the heart, and it took a couple months. We did it safely and online, and we just came together and created this album together with love and with just passion to, and really for me, and that really means a lot. Like I can't say that enough, that my musician friends and all the creatives and everybody that was a part, all the artists just really came through, and I'm so grateful that we were able to put this together in such a trying time, and that means a lot. Like even through the pandemic they came through. So like my love and respect to everyone that's involved in the project.
Right, a labor of love. This
Yeah.
project is a labor of love. And
Absolutely.
I also need to mention who's not here with us, Ailey, a Korean American singer who did the rendition for Kahit Isang Saglit. Of
Yes.
course, Nicole Scherzinger of Pussycat Dolls with Pangako. And of course, our very own Regine Velasquez Alcacid for Hanggang sa Dulo ng Walang Hanggan. I want to ask now, Troy, your friends, Pia, Shalea, Jake, Chessa, and Matt, did you immediately say yes to this project? I mean, did you ask first, like, hey, what song? Can I try? Is it challenging? How do I speak Filipino? Let's start. Let's start with Shalea. Go ahead.
I know for me, it's like there's a few people in this world where it doesn't matter what it is. If they ask me for something, I'm going to be there. And Troy just has one of those pure hearts that you just want to say yes to him. So even though I was super, super busy, I was like, I'm going to make time for this because of my love for Troy. And I just saw just the depth of what it meant to him to go back to his roots. I mean, as he said, he's played on so many different projects, all genres across the board, but to come back to his roots, I just thought that was just so powerful and so beautiful. So I said, I'm in. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You're gonna have to walk me through it, but I'm in, and I just fell in love with really all the songs, and I just realized what a richness that Filipino music really has. And so I'm so now honored to be on the other side of being able to bring this song to life in my own way.
And you did it. You did it well.
Yes, she
Thank
sure did.
you.
And Shalea, you were mentioning about Troy, appreciating Troy going back to his roots. It's almost the same as when you did the Clark sisters. It's like,
Yes.
right? It's like going down and appreciating your roots as well.
Absolutely. Playing Dorinda Clark was like me kind of playing out my childhood, because I listened to so much gospel music growing up, especially in Detroit, from the Winans to Commission to the Clark sisters, which, as we have seen after this biopic has come out, how many people have been influenced by their music, and not just gospel fans, but you've got people like Mary J. Blige and Queen Latifah saying that they were the soundtrack to their life. So they played such a big role in who I am as a person. And so that was just so rewarding for me to kind of go back and be able to play the beautiful Dorinda Clark Cole.
Thank you, Shalea. I want to hear from Matt. Matt.
Hello. I mean, I have to echo exactly what Shalea said. There are not many people in this life, but Troy, when he calls, you know, you come running, because we do a lot of music together. But to do something for him, and of course, I was so nervous. I was like, "You want me to sing what?" And then I heard the original. I remember we were sitting in your at your dining table, where you're sitting right now, actually, and you played me this song by JR, and my mind was blown, because I had never heard JR sing before, and I was like, "Who is this man? What is this song?" And I like just knew I had to sing it. Like, so I echo again what Shalea said, because I was like, I don't know how. You're gonna have to be patient with me, and I was nervous. I was like, the last thing I want to do is butcher this beautiful language. Like, knowing my butt, I would be like messing it all up. But Troy was very patient, probably with all of us. I mean, yeah, I see some nods, yeah. And walked us through and very kindly said, "You're singing it wrong." Because I went back and I studied like I haven't studied since I was in school. I was like, I'm gonna come in so prepared. And even then, Troy was like, "No, it's like this." But it was a blast. And it is truly such an honor to be, I like what you said also, Shalea, being on the other side and having this interpretation of this incredible song, and the amount of respect I have for OPM music, for JR, for of course my boy Troy, and for this beautiful language. Like, it's just a whole new appreciation, and just, I'm so honored.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps like hearing it. The
Me too.
appreciation
I'm getting
from,
goosebumps.
from foreign singers or foreign talents. Pia, how
Yeah.
about you?
Well, let me say, I completely echo Shalea and Matt. Troy has one of the most beautiful spirits on this planet. He's the kindest, most humble person there is. And, you know, he's always just in a good mood. He's always so happy. He's always so willing to help. And so when he called about this particular project, I got the goosebumps, because my grandpa was just so madly in love with the Philippines. And he saved a Filipino woman in the war. And she gave him a cross or some kind of pendant necklace, and he actually lost it. He got shot. And he always would talk about this woman. I believe her name was Betsy or Betty, he would call her that. And so something happened after he passed away, and I was told, you're going to have an opportunity with the Philippines. You really need to take that. That's what Grandpa's saying. So when Troy called, I was like, I literally had shivers all the way down my body. And it was such a personal thing for me. And like I said, when I came to the Philippines 10 years ago, I mean, the supporters and the fans are just so beautiful and loving and respectful. They just love music. They love big singers, and they were the only group of people that knew every single word to my single that was released in America. And so just the love and respect, I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity. And again, like what Matt said, when Troy calls, you answer, and no matter what it is, you'll do it. And he was so helpful and gracious during this process. It was just so beautiful, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
What a wonderful story, Pia. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks.
Now let's hear from Chessa. Chessa, I heard that this song, you've been singing this song all along when you were kids.
Oh my gosh, yes. This is like the classic video game Magic Mike song to sing. And it's just very nostalgic. And your question, to answer your question, my brother is my biggest fan, and we've been singing together since birth. So when he asked me and he told me to be a part of this, I remember when we were coming up with ideas with Jake, and they were like, "You're gonna sing Bucket Pa," and I was like, okay, that's different, because all the songs in the album were pretty much beat it songs. So I was like, okay, so how am I gonna make this my own? How am I gonna interpret this the Chessa way? And then Troy came up with the arrangement. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. Yeah, I'm totally apart. Anything you need, Brother Bear, I got you.
And you pulled it off, Chessa. What a wonderful
Thank
rendition.
you. Thank you so much.
Jessa would be so happy. I wonder if she heard already your version. I'm sure she did. Let me text her in a bit.
We love her.
Yes,
That's
we
Zaragoza. Let me just say, sorry, like A2C, we used to sing in a group together, and we sang this song all the time, Bakit Pa. So it's a real full circle moment in a lot of ways that we were able to do this interpretation of it, because it's such a beautiful song, and to take it there to like even like the next level with all the strings and the everything. Just I love you, sis. Like you.
Yeah, the arrangement, it made it bigger. Like, because Jess's version was just a little intimate, a little tame, and then your version.
Beautiful. I
Troy.
love her version.
I know. I'm gonna text her in a while.
Please. Yes, please.
To give you a surprise. Now, going to Jake this time. Jake, okay, so you sang Usahay. I'm not sure
Yes.
if you know how to speak Bisaya or Cebuano. Matt, Shalea, Pia, when I say Cebuano, it's like a dialect, a sub-language here in the Philippines. If you have like a southern accent in the US, here in the Philippines, we have a dialect. So Cebuano is another dialect that from down south here in the Philippines. Do you know how to speak Bisaya or Cebuano, Jake?
No. My fiance though, she's Bisaya.
Oh, okay.
So
You had a
and
good
of course,
push, huh?
and Troy and Chessa, my kapatids, they're Bisaya. So the first time, well, first of all, everything that Troy tells me, or any song that he would make me, like sing, I trust.
Okay.
We've been working for how many, I basically started with him, and just everything, all the arrangements, yung dapat na key para sa akin, lahat, everything, he knows that. I trust him when it comes like to what I need, like in terms of my own music. And when we were thinking about what was I gonna sing for this album, because pretty much Shalea and Pia and Matt and Chessa, we were like, okay, they're gonna sing Tagalog, but what am I gonna do? I'm Filipino, and I want to do something, like challenging yet special as well. And then we remember that uh, it's probably like a decade ago. We were I did this concert in Cebu, and 30 minutes before the show, Troy was like, "Kapatid, we should do a Bisaya song." And 30 minutes before the show, I literally tried to learn it. So I had an idea of what this song was. So we both looked at each other and we were like, yeah, we have to do Usahay. And and to me, syempre, it was challenging as well, because and I hope I did justice. Kasi, mga Cebuano, mga Dabaweños, talagang music lover din yung mga yan. Like talagang, well, in fact, we have so many singers, famous singers here in the Philippines na mga Bisaya, di ba? Kay Ma'am Pilita pa lang. Oh my God, thinking that Miss Pilita is the original singer, that made me really nervous. So because this is such a classic, iconic song. So I want to thank Troy for creating the most beautiful arrangement of Usahay. It's exactly what I imagined. And you always make me sound good. I don't know if that makes sense. I always tell you that's like, like I record it, and I hear myself say, oh yeah, that's good. And then I hear the finished product and I'm like, wait, what? Okay. So yeah, I trust him. I trust him. Everything that he does, everything that he tells me, you're gonna do this, it's gonna sound good with your voice. And it's really special to me too because it was his first time hearing my voice ever since I transitioned. So when I recorded it with him, it was really special. So thank you, kapatid. I'm always grateful for you. And the rest of my message na lang tayo.
Go private message it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Now let's
Thank you.
get over the questions because there's a lot. There's a lot of questions coming in from our friends from the press. I want to get into it. Let's start with Mix Global from the US. For Troy, how did you choose the artists that you wanted to work on this song? And have you played Tagalog music to people you've worked with, like Ariana Grande?
How did I choose these guys right here are all people that I've been working with, like you said, for a while. Like whether it's on tour, we've done stuff in the recording studio before, so they're just very much in my life, especially as of recent. Like these guys, I've been making music with them for the past couple years, so I wanted the interpreters to be people that meant something to me. And in terms of like the songs, when I chose the songs, I envisioned every artist and like what it would sound on each voice, and I knew exactly who I wanted to interpret the songs. And in terms of Filipino music, I think it's safe to say, and they don't know it, but every artist that I've played for has heard OPM because my guilty pleasure during sound check is when they ask me to sound check my keys is I always play Maala Ala Mo Kaya or Pangako Sayo, just piano, and then they're always like, oh, that's so beautiful, and I'm like, yeah, it's Filipino music. So every artist that I've worked with has heard OPM, and they may have just not noticed it. So
Oh my God, Maalaala Mo Kaya is such a beautiful, beautiful love song.
one of my favorites.
Thank you
Yes.
for playing that. Another question here from CNN. How did you curate this album and how did you choose the songs?
When I was thinking about what songs to do for the album, I wanted again to choose songs that meant something to me. Like with my sister's song, for example, Bakit Pa is something that we done since we were kids, and then Kahit Isang Saglit is that done by Ailey is something that my dad would sing on the karaoke or yung sa mga functions, family functions, barbecues, and then for example, Usahay, my mom is Cebuana, so and it's a favorite song of my Lola. So I wanted to give tribute to all these things and all the things that mean something to me in my life. I wanted the songs to reflect that because it represents different parts of my life too, from childhood to now. And like with something like Patuloy ang Pangarap, like with the pandemic going on, the message of that song is just so beautiful of just going for your dreams and not giving up. So I wanted like songs like that mixed with songs of, heartbreak because we've all been there. And yeah, just every song had a purpose, and whether it's musical or personal in terms of like my everyday life. So everything meant something to me. And that's what I really wanted to, when not just very choosy about what I wanted to convey in terms of the message when the album came out.
So it's like a thread of the chapters of your life, Troy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Right.
Paul.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. For our interpreters, Matt, Chessa, Shalea, Pia, and Jake, the question is from People's Journal and Gene News Entertainment PH, you interpreted your Filipino songs with ease. How were you able to do it? And how, from Chicanese, how would you describe the sound of the Filipino language into music, translated into music? Let's start with Matt. Matt,
With me,
how did you learn singing in the Filipino words?
I honestly listened over and over and over again. When I tell you that Baki Papa was playing like at all hours of the day in this house, in my car, and I mean, it was because I was also like a little obsessed with it. I was like, this is such a good song. I was mad that I hadn't heard it, that I didn't know. And it would just get stuck in my head. So I wanted like just the melody and I wanted to learn the words. And I think to answer your second question, like I just felt, although I didn't understand what he was saying, I understood the emotion behind it. I think the language has so much emotion, and I could feel that he, because it's a breakup song. He was sad, and he was like almost. I felt the yearning in it, and just hearing it over and over and over again, I just felt it, come into me. And then, I really thought I was showing up to this first session that we had like almost perfect, and Troy was like, okay, we're gonna do this for a while. We're just gonna keep doing it. And I know y'all are nodding because you're like, yeah, yeah. But you know what? Like I said, I wanted to. I was so nervous to do it right. Like I wanted to do it right so bad that I wanted to. That it was such a fun day in the studio because it was so fun because Troy was so excited. Like I bet we would all say when we all recorded our songs, like he was just stoked. He was like a little kid, and we've been in the studio a lot together. We've made a lot of music together, and it was really special.
But did he translate every word to you so that you'd understand the meaning?
No, yeah, I think we talked through, I think, every part of the song, right, Troy? And we, what are you saying? And especially in like the delivery of the vocal, like, being more hushed here, or whatever it was. We talked through some of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Did.
All right. So
Yeah.
you know that the song is about regret, like
Yeah.
losing somebody else, right?
Yeah, that yearning of like, oh, it's just, regret. Yeah.
So do you know what bakit means?
What does it mean?
Why?
Why? I didn't want to say it wrong. Why?
You're right, Matt.
It was a while ago. We talked about it.
But you did it. You did it good. You did it good. Shalea, how
Thank
about
you.
you? What a beautiful song. Patuloy ang pangarap. Do you understand the title of the song?
It was like he said, he was just saying, this is going for your dreams. This was a song of inspiration, and a song so appropriate for the times that we're living in right now, not just in one place, all over the world. People are needing to cling to some type of hope, something to believe in, that things are going to turn around. And so I kind of used all of that for that moment. Troy definitely walked me through it. As I said earlier, there was a lot going on. As I'm sure all of us have experienced in this pandemic, we've all kind of had to step up and be the sound and makeup and hair and lighting and do everything ourselves because we're all isolated in our homes. And so, sometimes that can be a little bit stressful. And so I was definitely listening to it, and I had the melody, but of course I wanted to really get that pronunciation just right. And so Troy walked me through it. And I wanted to also make it my own. And so that was the challenge of trying to balance the pronunciation with making it soulful. Because I was like, I don't want to just create the same version that already exists because it's already so good. Angeline Quinto, so I'm saying it correctly, right?
You did.
Quinte?
Quinto.
Just so incredible, her version. So I was listening to that. And so we did a few passes where it sounded very much like that. And then right when I was about to leave, I said, you know what, Troy, give me one more. Give me one more. Give me one more pass. And I said, let me put a little bit of Shalea into it. And so he did a masterful comp. As you guys would know, that's almost like just taking the best from each line of kind of like, you know, making it the parts that were so true to the original, but then bringing in some new moments that I think is what the fans, from what I've been getting the feedback from the fans, is that they just loved the soulful interpretation of it. But it was so important for me to honor the original because it was already so beautiful. It really
Right.
was. It was so beautiful melodically. But I wanted to just also keep the right pronunciation, but still put those inflections into it. And so that was a beautiful balance that Troy and I, you know, figured out how to walk that perfect line.
Right. It was some Angeline Quinto was a contestant in a music talent show here in the Philippines. And
Got
that
it.
was her winning piece. Thank you, Shalea.
Thank
Pia,
you.
how
What
about
a
you?
voice.
Thank you, Shalea. Pia, how about you? How did you learn the Filipino words and the song?
Well, I became such a fan of the record because Troy on tour, he would play Regine so much. And like, she's just the queen. Like, her voice is just beyond. And I'm very inspired by vocalists like that. And so it was easy to get into because I just fell in love with the melody so much and the meaning behind the song. But of course, Chessa and Troy walked me through learning how to sing in the native language. And, you know, like, I didn't want to butcher it. You know, it's like one of those things that you just have to get right. And I had such massive shoes to fill. So thank you, Troy and Chessa, for helping me out. But I love to learn to sing in different languages. That's something that's really challenging and fun to me. And so I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed learning, and I hope to perform it live one day and really master it and nail it. But yeah,
Just
I
a
mean,
little bit of trivia, Pia. Do you know that there's a male version of that?
I did know that. Yes, I
And
did.
did you also know that originally the songwriter Augie Alcacid, the husband of Regine,
Yeah.
originally wrote that for Lea Salonga.
Oh wow. See, I didn't know that. That I didn't know.
Yeah. Just a
I
little
didn't
bit
know
of
that.
trivia.
Oh wow.
But so
Amazing.
you do understand the title, right? Kailangan kita.
Yes, it's a pleading song. Yes.
Like, I need you.
I need you. Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
All right. Chessa. Okay, so I'm guessing you know Bakit Pa, you know what the song meant, right?
10-year-old me didn't know, but you know, I'm 30 years old now. I've been through my share of heartaches. So, nakaka-relate.
Ayun na nga.
Ayan.
It's a hugot song.
Yes, yes. It's a beautiful song. And you know what the beauty about OPM? Filipinos have so much passion. So all the songs that Troy handpicked, um, it really gets to your heart. Like you said, nakakakilig, because it's like, oh, it's so heart-wrenching. And then it just represents the Filipino really well.
Right.
We're very passionate people. So what can I say?
Chessa, there's a question for you here from Steve
Sure.
Angeles in ABS-CBN North America.
Steve.
How does it feel leaving or taking a break from the medical world, from being a frontliner and doing this project?
So not a lot of people know, but I was in school for nursing, yes. And I just graduated this year. Hey, 2020 frontliners. You know, it was great when Troy asked me, because it was like the right time in during my schooling, where it was like, I'm near the end, I'm almost done. So Troy was like, hey man, you haven't done music, you haven't put out anything in a while, like this is the perfect opportunity to just get back into it. And like, you know, like I said, my brother's my biggest fan, and it's good to know that I still have him pushing me forward to doing music. And there's a lot of Filipino nurses that can sing. Come on, we love video, okay? It's a staple.
Agree 100%. Thank you, Chessa. Jake, you mentioned earlier that you had a very special vocal coach, your fiance,
Yes.
learning the Bisaya. But do you understand the meaning of Usahay, the song?
Yes. It's heartbreaking, haunting, you know, and yet romantic.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure that I was gonna be able to deliver the emotions na kailangan kong ibigay dun sa song na
Song.
yon. And Troy and Chessa helped me. They translated some of the words. And Troy and I, when we were about to record the song, I just asked him like, I just need to know like the story, like yung general na story ng song, and I'll work on my emotions, because every time naman na kumakanta ko, even if hindi naman ako heartbroken, I try to put myself, and imagine myself in that situation, and I do hope that I did that, when I recorded the song. I wanted it to be hauntingly beautiful, like I want it to be that way, and I hope I delivered that. And I want to thank like Troy um for giving me the song, like kahit anong mangyari, challenging pa rin siya sa akin kasi like, like just like Chessa, Matt, P, and Shalea, and like they sang Tagalog, it was kind of like the same feeling for me, only, like different dialect. But I was really nervous as well kasi parang, like in my mind, like parang baka kailangan nagtagalog na lang ako. Syempre kinakabahan din ako, but yeah, I mean, so far, like I've been getting a lot of like messages, especially, sa mga Bisaya nating mga kababayan, and so far, they're telling me that they're loving it. That makes me feel good, and that makes me feel proud of you, because this is your work. And can I just say, I've been keeping this, but Pia, Shalea, Matt, and Chessa, oh my goodness. I mean, I told Troy when I listened to the full album before it was released, I just said thank you to you, and this is the time I wanted to thank all of you because it's been a long time. Um, I've like I've been hearing a lot of like great singers and all that, but the feeling, that magic,
Mhm.
it's been a long time since I felt that magic. Every time I would hear each and one of you sing the first line, I'm like, yes, this is it, and hey, there's a reason why they're your friends too. All your friends are magic makers. So I'm really happy for you. Congratulations to you. And I am so honored to be part of your project and to be with this amazing artist. Maraming maraming salamat. Daghang salamat.
All right. Thank you, Jake. More questions here. There's a question from Metro Plus in Hong Kong and also from Tessa Mauricio Ariola from the Manila Times. Their question is a bit the same. They're asking from Metro Plus, it's saying here, how has your journey been like? And from Tessa, it's almost the same. Reading up on your work. Oh, well, she says, thank you so much for bringing OPM to the global music scene. Mabuhay, Troy, according to Tessa. And she asks, reading up on your work with some of the biggest stars in the world, could you share with us how you broke through the international music scene after moving to the US? So it's same question as your journey been like.
I was actually born in the US. I'm from Hawaii, and I went to college in LA. I moved when I was 18 years old. I told my family, like, look, I know you guys want me to be like a lawyer and follow in the footsteps of like a lot of my family members, but I really want to do music. So we packed up our bags and um, we left everything, and I went to school in LA. I went to Musicians Institute, and when I got there, I was just so excited. I'm still excited, but it was a journey. I'm a Filipino American from Hawaii. Like I didn't know how to navigate the music industry. It was really just kind of going with the flow, and I knew that I wanted to be in Los Angeles because that's where a lot of the opportunities are for music. And I just auditioned, I gigged everywhere. I took every gig, $50 gigs, $100 gigs, sometimes even for free. Like I just wanted to be seen. I wanted the world to kind of like know my talent, and it just went from there. I kept going, I kept auditioning, I kept working for people, and just kind of just wanted to be me. Like I wanted to find my own lane. I'm a love song kind of guy. I love to do music. When it comes to like musical directing, I like to make it sound like the records. I love staying true and putting like keeping the integrity of the songs. And so I think that was one of the strengths that I had, is that I really just wanted to enhance what was already there. So since then I just kept going, and my first major gig was with Jake, and through Jake, I met David Foster, and we've known each other for what now, over 10 years. And I have a working relationship with David, who's been such a, almost like a godfather in some sense, like to me, like such a, like a brother in music. He's been so supportive of not just me, but everyone here, like has worked with him at some point. And that was a big milestone in my career in terms of getting to that level, like being able to work with the likes of David Foster and everybody that he brings along with him. So I'm just so grateful for that. And it's been quite a journey, but I'm really just proud to represent Filipinos in the music industry in the US, because, you know, to be honest, there's not a lot of us. You know, we have Bruno Mars, we have Nicole I mean, you know, the list is not that big. So my hope with this project, and just with hopefully my stories, that, you know, you can tell that 10-year-old little boy in Hawaii, like, baby, you can make it. Because I never had that. Like when I was growing up, I had a lot of people just telling me, like, you know, you should, you know, go to school and all of that. And now being able to kind of validate what my parents sacrificed for me is it's priceless.
What a story and what a vision, Troy. Thank you for doing what you do, and I'm happy that you didn't cry.
Oh no,
They were
we just might. It's still early.
they were already teasing you earlier backstage. But what a story! What a story, Troy! Congratulations for making it this far. What a your story can be a story in MMK.
Well, I play it all the time, so
Matt, Shalea, Pia, MMK, maalaala mo kaya the song that Troy plays in his tours? It's a drama series here in the Philippines, wherein letter senders send their life story. So I was thinking Troy's story can be featured in that drama series. Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot, Troy, but I want you to gauge how Matt, how Shalea, how Pia, and Chessa and Jake gave justice to your songs. Like, what were the highlights that you love per song? Let's start with Matt's Bakit Pa Ba?
Matt's Baki Papa, perfect. I mean, Matt's voice is beautiful. We love R&B. Like JR is the R&B OPM king of the Philippines. So like Matt just brought in his own, you know, runs and riffs and just kind of and killed it. And like, you know, with all the singers, the one thing that really sticks with me is the emotion that they put behind it. Because anyone can, you know, sing the right notes and the right riffs, but that added emotion that everybody had to embody was something that was so impressive, and tens across the board for everybody.
Wow. Matt, you know, it's different when we hear it live. Can you sing a few lines, like a line or two?
Yeah.
Because when you hear it on Spotify, okay, fine, you know, it's a great song. But it's different when we see you and hear you sing a few lines.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I have the key because we played it earlier. I was like, are we going to play anybody else's songs? Me. I was like, all right. Yeah, I think I have it. Bakit pa ba nagawa nasaktan ko ang isang tulad mo no labis na nagmamahal.
Yeah! You got
That's a little bit. That's a little bit.
Matt.
I have to like go to a space. I have to be like, okay, what am I? You know, get into it because, I mean, I love it. I've been practicing a lot for when we do it live. Pia said it earlier. I was like, I'm ready. I have been practicing, making sure the pronunciation is there, memorizing it, like really having the words in your head. I love it.
Wow. Good job, Matt. Troy, how about Jake's Usahay? Did he pronounce it correctly, the Bisaya words?
Oh, first of all, Jake Zyrus is one of Philippines' national treasures. He is to be respected, and because the work ethic and everything behind Jake Zyrus is just so, it's very inspiring, because I've never met someone like that was so dedicated with the craft. Even when learning Bisaya, he wanted to get all the little tones and all the little emotions. And we're talking about crying. When he started singing, it was the first time that I got to hear his voice after the transition, and I just started crying. Like we've worked with each other for like nearly a decade, and to hear just how he's grown as an artist and was just so magical, and it brought back memories of when we used to work when we were kids, you know what I mean, like back in the day. So my Lola would be so proud.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I want to hear a sample, Jake. Come on.
Ayan na naman tayo. Kinabahan na naman ako. Okay, hold on. Makadamgo. I just want to make sure the lyrics. Okay. Usahay makadamgo ako na ikaw ug ako nagkahigugmay nganong tangguhon ko ikaw damguhon sa kanunay sa akong kamingaw.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yes, baby.
Yes, yes.
Salamat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you. Okay.
Salamat.
Let's go now to Shalea. Shalea.
Appreciate
Troy, how did Shalea perform Patuloy ang Pangarap?
Oh, come on. You already know Shalea threw down. She played Dorinda Clark on that biopic. So if you need to interpret someone like that, you already know like, her voice was just on point. And Shalea came in and just, she sang it so beautifully. And like she said at that one time right before we were ending, like, give me one more. And I was like, are you sure? Because it's perfect. And she came in and just brought the Shalea-ness with all of it, with just so powerful and so beautiful the way she interpreted it. And for me, again, it's about a song about following your dreams. So I wanted it to be super powerful, and I'm religious. God is so big in my life. So she brought that song to like a different level, like a spiritual level for me. And again, sing Shalea. It was amazing, my love.
You know what? I must confess, Shalea, earlier I was listening to Patuloy ang Pangarap while I was washing the dishes, okay? So while I was doing that and then you were doing the high part, I was like, I thought churches are closed today. You brought us to church.
Oh, thank you. That will always be the core of who I am. Just a church girl from Bakersfield, California. I take that with me wherever I go. And so it was amazing to bring that essence and that quality that I believe God put in me to this beautiful song of
Okay,
hope.
Shalea, before I ask for a sample or a line, I just want to read this question here from Eugene Assis. He's
Okay.
saying, your connection with the great artists like Stevie Wonder is quite hard to come by for other artists. So we're so proud to hear you sing a Filipino song. Is it possible to get more pleasures of more recordings in Filipino in the future?
Oh, thank you for saying that. It's crazy because I kind of forgot about this. I actually came to Manila with Stevie Wonder a couple of years ago, and we did a private event, and that's when I just obviously fell in love with it, the culture and just the response to music. And so if you will have me, I'm yours.
All right, we want to hear a sample. Shalea,
Oh my
if you
goodness!
don't mind.
I want to be honest. I have so many songs jumbled in my head, so I'm not sure about the perfect pronunciation, because like I was there, I was present, and then it's out. But so,
That's okay.
Is it sa isang pangarap ako'y naniniwala? That's a little part.
Yeah.
Yes, Shalea.
I have people. I'm in a hotel. They're banging on the wall right now.
The beauty of work from home. Hearing the neighbors. Thank you, Shalea, for that
Thanks,
beautiful line. I know it's quite a challenge, but thank you for doing it. Uh, moving on now to Pia. Troy, how did Pia give justice to Kailangan Kita?
Pia Toscano. This song is the interpretation that we did was the version of Regine Velasquez at this live concert, and it is such a hard song to do. Like, Beat It is such a big part of our culture, and I wanted someone to like really get up there and kill it like the way Regine did, and Pia came in, and I thought I was gonna have to sit with her and study. She just recorded it, and I was like, oh, I really didn't need to do really anything. She came in and just nailed it, even the emotions and even like the little things like muy, like the little words, like she got all those little details, and such a perfect everybody, again, everyone just killed it. And Pia, like my love, like if Regine were to hear this, I really feel like she would be so proud of you and Gary V for doing such a beautiful song and doing it such justice.
Pia,
Thank
you
you,
wanna?
Troy. And he really helped me a lot because I'm so annoying. And so I'm constantly sending him voicemails. And I'm like, Troy, how do you say this? And how do you pronounce this? So him and Chessa, though, really helped me a lot. I did study, but I mean, there were certain things like that were challenging to me that, I'm still gonna have to really work on when we start performing this stuff live. But
How
you know,
did you do it? Because Troy said it was a breeze. Like he didn't have to touch it.
No, I mean, he did tweak. I mean, we went over certain parts that were just, were a little bit more challenging with the language. And, you want to get the right pronunciation. You want to sound believable and get that emotion too and know what you're singing about. So, yeah, I mean, thank you, Troy, for being so sweet. But he did help me.
Yeah,
Can't lie.
we believed you when you were pleading, I need you. Kailangan kita.
Listen,
Okay, we want to
going
hear
through it.
we want to hear a line from you, Pia,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
My poor parents right now. I'm gonna scare them. But kailangan kita ngayon at kailanman. Kailangan mong malaman na ikailanman. My poor parents, and I haven't sang in like 3 weeks. Sorry.
And Pia did the belting part, huh?
That's the part that sticks out to me.
I know, it's such a beautiful part. Our friend here, Eugene Assis, also sent a message here. He was wondering are you familiar with an actress named Iza Calzado here in the Philippines? Because you guys
Am I?
look the same. Yeah,
I'm not.
you guys look the same. I'll share.
Do
a
we
photo.
really?
Yeah. So it's just a fascinating observation from our friends from the press here. Let's move on now to here.
Beautiful.
Oh, she's very, very pretty. I'm very flattered that you.
You guys look the same.
But
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Pia. Chessa, okay, you said that your brother is your biggest fan, but I'm guessing your brother is also your biggest critic.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. He in a good way. He always makes me strive to be better all the time. Every time we do music together, he's like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to stay on top of it. And I'm grateful because if I didn't have him growing up to be my biggest fan and biggest critic, I don't think I would be as where I am, and so I'm grateful for that.
Troy, what can you say about Chessa's interpretation?
What can I say about my sister? Like, that's my baby sister. We grew up doing music together. So being able to do the song that we have been doing since we were kids was so awesome for me. And she killed it. Like, Chessa is such an amazing singer. And I don't only say that because she's my sister, but she is such a gift. And we grew up in church. So the way that she emotes music, the way that it exudes from her body, and the way that she sings like OPM is just so natural, and I love her for that. And one of my favorite singers forever and always, and she did such an amazing job. And took Bakit Pa to like other heights that even I wouldn't have expected it would have that it would go, you know. So she really killed it.
Wow. Okay. We want to hear a line or two from Chessa.
It's gonna be where should I go? Parang di ko yata kaya pag sa buhay ko'y wala ka. Anhin ng pag-ibig kung puso ay nag-iisa.
I love it. Woohoo!
Sing, Chessa.
She got it. Jessa all over. The Jessa and Chessa all over that song. All right, we're down to our last three questions. So I'm gonna go through this question from Rated J from Singapore. For you, Troy, what do you think of the musicality of Filipino singers compared to other nationalities?
Filipino singers are recently, I'm so glad that there has been like a surge of appreciation for Filipino singers. I think that, you know, I've known for a long time how much talent we have in the Philippines. And, you know, every time I would go back, I would, you know, look at the singing contest and people just singing Magic Mike and sounding like Celine Dion and Whitney Houston. And I that's what I grew up with. And I think it's the way that Filipinos sing is so it's embedded with a lot of emotion, a lot of struggle, a lot of resilience, a lot of sadness, a lot of happiness. Like we go through so much as a people, and I think that the music reflects all of that. And when it comes to Filipino singers, like I just love it. Like the way the Filipino singers appreciate melody and they appreciate the beauty of like a love song, and they're able to emote that. And I've always felt that. Like I've listened to Regine Velasquez, Sharon Cuneta, Martin Rivera. Every time that's where I get a lot of my musical upbringing is listening to those type of artists and the way that they interpret a song and tell a story. I think Filipinos have that down like no other, and it's a joy to have like the world kind of see that. And that was the purpose of the album too, is to expose my friends to like a culture that you know is so rich in music and I wanted to share that because I'm glad now again that it's starting to be appreciated, but you know I really want the world to know about Filipino music.
Okay, your album has gone was launched like 3 days ago, right? November
Mhm.
22nd.
Yes.
How's the feedback so far?
The feedback has been so overwhelming, if you want me to be honest. I'm used to being in the back. I'm a keyboard player. I'm a musician at heart. I never wanted to, you know, be in the front. So having the support of my mga kaibigans, it really helped me get the courage to do that. And now the feedback from everybody has been just so much love and support. I have people, the OFWs telling me from West Africa to the Middle East just messaging me saying that, you know, I miss home so much. I've been away from home for 3 years, but listening to your album brought a piece of home back and I don't feel so sad anymore. Things like that. And people saying like, you know, OPM is such a beautiful music. And I'm glad that people from Canada to Thailand are able to finally hear it and have these people right here, my friends, just sing it so well. Like everybody has been just living for every single artist, like every singer, and there's different types of singing on my album, and everyone has just been embracing it and loving the unique, I guess, interpretation of these beautiful OPM songs.
Right. For Chessa, Matt, Pia, and Shalea, the question is from Reyma Devesa of ABS-CBN Is it your first time to sing entirely in Filipino? And what is it like to hear all the Filipino songs in one album?
Yes, it was definitely my first time. And I listened to it from start to finish actually not too long ago. And I just was like, wow, what a beautiful body of work. And I think what Troy was able to seamlessly and masterfully do is match the right song with the right artist. And so for me, I'm just honored to be a part of this beautiful body of work that I think those who know this music well and those who don't know it will equally love for very different reasons. For some people, it'll be nostalgic. For some people, it'll be a completely new experience of just finding out this whole new culture and way of singing and expressing through music. So I think everybody's going to find something to connect with on this record.
Anybody else? Matt?
I totally
Go ahead, Pia.
sorry, no, I totally agree with Shalea. Yeah, I mean, this body of work is incredible. The roster, I mean, just the people, I mean, the singers, like unbelievable, like people that I love and admire and adore. And I just like, I have such a connection to the Philippines. So it's just so great to be a part of, you know?
Thanks, Pia. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, it was definitely my first time singing in Tagalog. I mean, I've been around it before. I have Filipino cousins actually, so it was really exciting to kind of surprise them. I didn't tell them, and for them to be like, "Oh my God, what the heck?" It was really special. And I mean, like the girl said, I mean, when we first talked about this roster, you know, Troy was like, "This is who's gonna do it." I was like, "What?" I mean, people I call friends, people I've looked up to, you know, since I was a young singer, people like Jake, people like Nicole. I mean, people that just like, what, you know? And when I listened to it top to bottom, Troy actually came over right here and we had a little listening party for his album. And it just was so moving. I said this earlier because I felt Troy in it. And I think we would all agree, like, Troy's spirit is so incredible and it's so amazing and it's translated right into the music. So yeah, again, I'm honored to be a part. It's amazing. I love you, Troy. I'm trying not to cry either. I'm a big crybaby, so I'm like.
Thanks, Matt. Chessa, this is not your first time, right?
No, this isn't my first time singing Tagalog, but you know, the beauty of music is that it's so universal. So even though the folks who don't necessarily understand the language, they can still feel the emotions and be in it with you, regardless if they understand the lyrics or not, because the emotion's there. This project was done with so much love and so much care, and I think it shows in the music. And I you know, some of the feedback that we've been seeing is that people say like, oh, I don't understand, but you know, the feeling, I can feel it. It's such an emotional song. So I think that's the beauty of this whole project, is to just unite, especially in this time today. You know, we need that
Right,
unity.
right. I agree. Thank you, Chessa. All right, going back to Troy, I listed down my own questions as well. But before that, the Daily Tribune is asking, when did you start working on this project? And let me add to that, how long did it take you to finish this one?
It actually, this whole project was very spur of the moment. Even though I've been dreaming about it for years, it was really one night where I called up Sir Jonathan Manalo from Star Music, and I was like, hey, I wanted this originally to just be something for YouTube, you know, get some likes on the Twitter, on the Instagram, and you know, just do it like that. But when I started constructing it more and really thinking about it, I realized that this project was almost bigger than myself. So I wanted it to happen fast, because I know myself. You know, I procrastinate. I will let it ride. My dreams will never come again for another couple of years. So with the pandemic, I was like, I need to do this, and I did it real quick. It took about 2 months, and I called all my friends and we sent the music to each other on emails, and we did virtual recordings. I had these my Kaibigans over here come over to my house. We just, you know, chill for a second and do it. 2 months of just straight up love and support, and just, you know, a real passion for the project. 2 months, and here we are. And I wanted it to also end release on my mom and dad's wedding anniversary. So this was kind of like not just a homage to OPM, but it was a gift for my mom and dad on their wedding.
Just by listening to you, Troy, I remember this Bible verse that I always bring with me. Isaiah 60:32. When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. So I think this is the right time for this project, and thank you for doing this. I read your tweets. I stopped your Twitter
Okay.
when I was trying to do some research. Um, you're dreaming to have this big concert in Manila, bringing Matt, Shalea, Pia, Chessa, Nicole, Jake, Ailey, and Regine all together in one concert. Is that right?
Philippines, this I promise you, when everything is done and COVID is all good and we're able to enjoy and celebrate safely, I promise that I will bring Kaibigan to a big venue in the Philippines, like Araneta, Moa, I don't care. Wherever you will have me, we're working on it. And I will obviously have these guys. These guys mean so much to me. Yeah, we're gonna come. Don't worry.
Troy,
Abangan niyo po.
Troy, you have to do it. You have to do this.
I have to, right? I think that the Philippines need to have a formal celebration of their music, and what better place than to do it back at home?
I want to see Matt jam with JR on
Yeah,
stage.
we
And
got
kill it.
you.
I want Shalea to bring us to church with
Yeah, okay.
Angeline. You know, I want Pia with Regine as well. And of
Yeah.
course, Chessa with Jessa. And of
Yes.
course, Jake with Pilita on stage. Oh my God.
Oh,
That's like a dream come true for
we're
for all
happen.
of us. You even posted like, I want this energy in Manila.
Yes. I believe a lot in and with this project, a lot of it was manifestation. And I believe in just saying your dreams out loud. I've been getting into that lately, like just saying that it's gonna happen as if it already happened. So that tweet was just put it out there that I'm ready, baby. We're coming to Manila. Like just a little patience and a little prayer, and we're gonna get this through this together, and then we're gonna celebrate.
Yep,
Big.
2021. COVID who? Yeah,
Right?
COVID who? 2021. We're gonna get there. Before I ask everybody for their final messages and their thank yous, I just wanna give this final question to Troy. I noticed in your album art card, it says there a Troy Laureta OPM Collective Volume 1. Is there a Volume 2?
There just might be. You might have to just wait and see.
Because there's no point in putting a Volume 1 without, thinking of a Volume 2.
Exactly.
We're looking forward to that. Thank you, Troy. Now let's ask for our final messages from our friends, from our kaibigans here. You can mention your socials. How can we watch and stalk you on your social media accounts? Shalea, please.
I just want to first thank you guys so much for hosting this and for having us. Again, Troy, just to reiterate, I'm so deeply proud of you. Your DNA is just all throughout this, and so I think that's what everybody is feeling. They're feeling you. They're feeling who you are, and that set the tone for what we did. Because since we have a connection to you, we were able to feel that same energy and put our love and admiration that was mirrored in your eyes into each of the songs. So I just want to thank you so much for that. And thank you also just to the fans from all over the world who are already just connecting with this this album in its entirety, to my song, to really feeling what my heart was when I wanted to bring this song to life in my way, and for seeing the beauty and the purity of what I tried to bring to it. So thank you for that. And so all my socials that I would love to continue to hear all the amazing feedback and to keep you updated with what's going on with me is I kept it very simple, just Shalea Music, SHELEA Music, and that's for Twitter, that's for Instagram, that's my website, that's my Facebook fan page, just Shalea Music. And so I would love to continue to keep in touch with you. And as one of you said, I would love to record more Filipino music and tighten those skills up and just really bring my heart and my spirit to this beautiful, beautiful culture of music. Thank you so much for having me and for accepting my very humble offering.
Thank you, Shalea. I'm dreaming of a Shalea version of a Gary V gospel song. I think that would make us all cry till we're dead. That's my dream. That's just me. Matt,
Shalea, I just adore you. That was so well said, so beautifully put. I was just like nodding and humming the whole time. Yeah, continuing on what you were saying, Troy, thank you for being you for this album. Thank you, everybody who's here, for all the support. Um, the messages and the love that we've been receiving has been it's been overwhelmingly amazing. Like every day I wake up and I just look and see, the people who are connecting with the whole album. And like I think it's been said a few times, like I'm I'm just so honored. And again, Troy, you're my right hand man, my musical soulmate. So I'm trying not to cry. But yeah, I would love to continue, like Shalay was saying, to continue to follow along with all of you. My socials are just my first and last name, Map Lloyd, on everything. That's for Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, my website. I just released a Christmas album, 2 days before yours, Troy, which Troy produced 3 of the songs on, and they're some of my favorites. One of them with Jordan Sparks, who I love. So really, really proud of that project. So come and follow along. I'd love to, continue this dialogue. I love this music and can't wait for volume 2. Thank you guys.
thank you, Matt. Pia,
Well, thank you, Troy, again so much. Thank you, everyone, for having us. Shalea, Matt, Jake, Chessa, Troy, I love you guys. I respect you guys so much. And I'm so honored to be on a body of work with you guys. Like it's just hearing all of your versions of these beautiful songs, they blew my mind. Like it was out of this world. And, Troy, I'm going to get emotional because I feel like you reconnected me with my grandpa. And just always coming when I came to the Philippines for American Idol, the love I felt, like it felt like another home to me. So thank you for reconnecting me with this beautiful culture of the most stunning people. And it was an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. And I can't wait until we come back and do Arineta. And yeah, I'm so excited. And my socials are simple, at Pia Toscano. And thank you for having us. Really
thank
love
you,
Troy.
Pia.
You're the best.
Jake,
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to thank Shalea, Pia, Matt, Chessa for loving our music, the original Filipino music. It makes us even more prouder to be Filipinos. Thank you for the appreciation. And of course, I want to thank my kapatid Troy for bringing the original Filipino music on top, because our music deserves it. And everything that's happening right now, you deserve it. We've been through a lot. I've seen you, your worst, and you've seen me. Literally, yung pinaka-worst, darkest moments of my life. We've seen each other's darkest moments in our lives, and it just makes me really happy to see that you're living your dream, because I know this has been his dream. Ever since that we started working together. That's why it was a no-brainer. It wasn't like that I had to think twice or anything. It was like yes, because like what I always tell you, kapatid, when we believe in each other, magic happens. So thank you so much. And sa mga press people po natin dito, thank you for supporting our own. And I know how it feels. I know how it feels when pag ang kababayan natin, nakikita natin na talagang nakikita natin nagiging successful. And I do hope that we continue this with anyone, with everyone na nagiging successful internationally, at hindi lang, just anywhere, kahit ano pa yan, just to see my kapatid do this It's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for us. And thank you. Thank you to all of you for appreciating it. Sana po hindi magbago. Maraming maraming salamat.
Thank you, Jake. Troy got a little bit emotional already. Started to cry a bit. Also, Chessa, what do you want to say to your brother?
What a dream come true. You, all of you guys are making me cry. Oh, ito. I'm so proud of you. You're doing it, baby. The job's not done. Volume 2. Thank you, everybody, for all your support, supporting Troy, supporting his dreams, supporting OPM. Thank you to the musicians, all the singers. Oh, so amazing. So amazing. There's no words because it's just beautiful. And for you guys to support Troy like this, his lifelong dreams, it's just a dream come true. And I'm so proud of you, Brother Bear. What's next? Okay.
Thank you, Chessa. And Troy, you wrap this up for us.
Oh Lord, after all of that, hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, here we go. This project is something that has been a dream of mine for so long. I'm so passionate about music. I've been very blessed, like I said, to work with so many amazing people and places that I never thought that I would ever go. Look, honestly, I'm from a little city in Hawaii, and I'm over there thinking big dreams, and my parents and everyone is just supporting me. And to have this album come into fruition is such a big deal for me, y'all. You know, Filipino music has been such a huge part of my life ever since I could remember. And I owe a lot to it. I respect it. I admire it. I embody it. When any artist says like, "Oh, you play that so well," or you do something, it's because of Filipino music. And to hear everyone's responses to the album and the way that they connect with it, and how they remember their Lola, or they remember like a childhood past memory, and how that brings them back to that is something so priceless. I just want to thank all the artists. You guys are everything to me. You guys took your time to study the music and didn't hesitate, no hesitation at all. And I just love you guys so much. You guys are such an inspiration, and you guys use your voices to spread something that is so meaningful for me. And to all the musicians that were involved, my friends that came together to be the meat and potatoes of this project. Everybody really just came together as a labor of love. Everybody, all the musicians, all the creatives, to Abel Rodriguez, my creative director, to Amina Oddgirl, who conceptualized the album art, and to Star Music and Sir Jonathan for believing in the project. I just want to end with saying, like, this album is for anyone that needs a piece of home. I think now with everything that's going on in the world, and especially in the Philippines, like with the typhoon that's going on, I've been keeping up on it. I think that this music really speaks and embodies and represents how beautiful and resilient my people are. And I've been wanting to shout that for the longest time. I am such a big, Filipino wave flagger. I'm so proud to be Filipino. And I said many times that no matter where I go, I could go to France, I could go to Mexico, I could go to China, but my heart comes back to one place. I'm sorry for getting emotional. Filipino music means so much to me, y'all. And I'm just so honored that God put me in a time and place where I can have my friends and my family just come together. And I'm just forever grateful. I'm forever grateful. And I will always say that how proud I am to be Filipino, because I really am. I'm Filipino American, and I'll always represent you guys. And I want to thank the Philippines. Maraming salamat po sa support, sa acceptance of me taking your treasures and reinterpreting them into something beautiful for the world to see. And again, Pia, Shalea, Jake, Matt, Jessa, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for putting your heart into this record. And now the world in the Philippines can see how beautiful original Filipino music is. And maraming salamat. I will never forget this, y'all. Thank you guys so much. To the press, thank you guys so much for taking your time to be here with me to celebrate our music. It is so surreal to me, wherever you guys are, from Hong Kong to New York to Cali to Philippines. Tonight we celebrate Filipino music, and I'm forever grateful for that.
All right. Tears of joy. Those are tears of joy. Troy, we will celebrate your talent. We will celebrate your love, and we will celebrate your vision for the Filipino music. Maraming salamat to all our press friends who attended and asked their questions. Maraming salamat to our special guests, of course, Jake Zyrus, of course, Chessa, Matt, Shalea, and Pia. We cannot wait to see you guys here next year, hopefully, for that big Troy Laureta concert in the Araneta Coliseum. Sending you all the love all the way here from Manila. Troy, maraming salamat. Again, sa ating mga kababayan, the Troy Laureta OPM Collective Volume 1 is already out and available for streaming in all digital platforms. So download now and stream away. Thank you very much.